I have a confession to make. I love a good IKEA hack, but if it's gonna take me 5 business days, if I need to get out the serious power tools, I'm not going to do it. The hack is lost on me. So in today's video, I'm sharing some 5-minute IKEA hacks that actually elevate your experience at home, whether that means stylishly or functionally. We're covering all of those bases in today's video. And before we do that, hello, my name is KB and I'm your interior design fairy godmother because I help you achieve the luxe look for less. Now, before we get into today's video, if you're new here, I'd love it if you smash that subscribe button because I have new videos like this every Monday and Friday, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community. But let's get into today's video. Today, we're going to start with hack number 1, and it has to do with a cutting board. So if you've gone into IKEA before, which if you haven't, I'll take you, okay? They have so many different types of cutting boards. They have big ones, they have small ones. And one of my favorite cutting boards from IKEA is this massive one. So this one is great because it has this lip on the end. And one of my favorite hacks with this is to use this to expand your countertop space. What you can actually do is grab this cutting board and set it over your sink. You can put 2 together. You can grab something like this and set it over your oven. All you have to do to keep this, up and running is to put some mineral oil on it. I wouldn't say do anything to it if you want to keep it food safe, but this is a great way just to expand your countertop to make your space a little bit more functional for you. This has been a game changer for me because think about all of the space your sink takes up. Same thing with your stove. Half the time I find that I'm not even using the stove top, I'm just using the oven. So this is a great way to reclaim space for preparing food. And this is going to be a game changer again if you don't have an island, or maybe you have multiple people cooking in the kitchen at once and you really want to maximize space. Now, IKEA hack number 2 does require a little bit of patience, but it still should only take you 5 minutes. What I want you to do is find your favorite family recipe. So something that maybe your grandma wrote out or whomever wrote out and it's really near and dear to you. I have one from my grandmother. It is for bundt cake. My grandmother makes the best cakes on the planet. And fingers crossed when she comes to visit in a few weeks, she'll bring me one. Okay, Grandma, if you're watching this, I don't know if you know how to turn on a computer, but please. What you can actually do is take this recipe, upload it onto your computer, turn it into an SVG file, and if you have like a Cricut cutter or something like that, and again, this is only for people who have smart cutters, so I apologize for that, but I really think everyone should have one. But you can take this and actually print that family recipe onto a cutting board. This is a really cute way to create a custom cutting board in your kitchen that has something that's a little bit sentimental. Sometimes cutting boards are just decorative. A lot of people just have decorative cutting boards and they can feel a little bit boring, especially ones from IKEA. So this is a great way to customize it. If you don't want to put a recipe on it that you always use, like in someone's handwriting, you can also do really basic things like putting the tablespoon measurements and the teaspoon measurements and all of that good stuff, because don't we just get tired of looking that up? You can also just take these cutting boards and stain them to make them look a little bit more nuanced. You can even use like wood burning to make them look aged. It's just a great way to upcycle these really cheap cutting boards, because to be honest, I have some old vintage cutting boards and they are like hundreds and hundreds of dollars and they're not even food safe anymore. So you can achieve that look for less in a myriad of ways. This next IKEA hack is very simple, but I think it's really great for establishing ambiance in your space, and you can take it further with a lampshade, but just bear with me. I want you to go to IKEA and I want you to pick this up. So you're gonna find this just as you're leaving IKEA. I found this right before the cash registers. It is under $20 and it is just a lamp. So basically you put 2 AA batteries in here and it does turn on like this, and it is on a timer. So I believe it's a 6-hour timer. So you turn it on and it will turn off. You can use this indoors or outdoors. This is a great way to hack your own lamp or something like that. I often find with puck lights, the light is not diffused super well, and I think this does a really wonderful job. You can do something super simple and take a light like this and just sit it in a vase if you just want the light kind of coming out of it to make it look a little bit more nuanced. Put some flowers around it and then it's just kind of like a light feature that really draws attention to your vase and to your flowers. You can also take something like this, just like your standard vase, maybe something a little bit taller, put a lampshade on it, and then set this on the inside, and it will actually create a DIY lamp. And what I love about this DIY lamp situation is that it allows you to have lighting in places where you don't have electrical sockets. So maybe if you want to sit something like this on the toilet in your bathroom, or if you want to use it outdoors, this is a very versatile option. The next hack has to do with these plates from IKEA. They come in a set of 4 and they come in both blue and green, but I think blue is a little bit more traditional. So with the resurgence of the cottage core, the vintage inspired, like the European influence on interior design, people are loving old china and they're loving mounting it on the wall. But old china can be a little bit more expensive than maybe you were expecting, or maybe you can shell out right now, or maybe you don't have the space for those large plates. So you can actually just pick up this set of 4 from IKEA, and all you need to do is use some type of device to hang this on your wall. You can use an adhesive plate disc like this. All you do is you get it wet, you activate the glue, and you put it on your plate. You let it sit, you rub it in like you would like a command strip, and then you just use the hook with a nail or whatever it is you want to use to hang it on the wall. You could use a push pin, and then you're good to go. If your plates are lightweight enough, you can even just do this with command strips. Just use the heavy duty ones. I'd probably use a 20-pound command strip, even though this is really nice and small, just to make sure you have that extra security. And just about everyone has seen this plate holder. It is $5.99, and of course you can use it for plates, which is totally okay, but I love to use this if I'm gonna put it on the countertop to organize my books and my cookbooks, especially, so that they look aesthetic and they're easily accessible. This is also great for organizing your vinyl or your DVDs or your VCR or your video games, but the way I most like to hack it is to actually put it on the wall. I do this with command strips because I'm not hanging anything heavy, but of course you can nail this up, and I use this to hold my keys, some wires, my dog's leash, things like that. I'm able to keep them really easily accessible and organized without having to have a catch-all bowl. Now this hack is one that I've done in my home for almost a year now, and it's totally made possible from Ikea. But if you head to Ikea's curtain section, you will see that those curtain rods are very, very affordable. Now you can use a standard Ikea curtain rod, but you can also use their more industrial curtain rod. I believe it's $29.99. And if you are lacking an appropriately sized towel bar in your bathroom, this is gonna be a game changer for you. So obviously, when we have curtain rods, they are adjustable in terms of size. So this is a really versatile piece. So if you have a long wall, you can actually get your towels up on the wall without having to put a bunch of little holes in for all the different hooks and worrying about getting them level. This is a great way to get all the towels up and, you know, drying appropriately, not throwing them over the doors or something like that, which is just not great for drying, and it's also not great for your bathroom looking good. When I've looked for towel bars this size online, they are almost hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a towel bar. I know, can you believe it? And most companies, even the luxury companies, don't make them this big. So this is a great hack that's definitely going to reclaim some space for you. And I've shared this hack before, but I have to share it again. Ikea has some of the most amazing pillowcases, especially from their individual drops. And they're great to use as like standard pillowcases, but you know, we gotta take it a step further. One of my favorite hacks is to just cut up an Ikea pillowcase. So you cut out one side and then you have the other and frame them as artwork. This way you have a two-piece matching set, and you can just kind of get an Ikea frame that will match the borders of your pillowcase to really maximize it in terms of size. I really like the Santa head because it is a square one, and that tends to work for most of their pillow covers. I love art prints. I think that's a great way to get affordable art, but everyone and their mother has the art prints that Ikea has, but not everyone is displaying Ikea's pillow covers as pieces of art. I just think it's super fun. Definitely give it a try. And that actually made me think of another art hack you can do with Ikea. So of course, I already mentioned that towel bar, and you can continue to use that towel bar for towels, but you can also mount it higher up on the wall to display some of their rugs as wall art. So they have really affordable rugs. I think there's one that's like $20. It used to be like $10. You know, they fluctuate the prices all the time. But using a curtain rod is a great way to get a rug up on the wall to be used as a tapestry. This is something that they've been doing for many, many, many years, and all the different interior design styles, but this is a great way to do it affordably. Of course, you can get a rug from Ikea, but you can also get lots of vintage rugs from your local vintage dealer, and you're able to get, you know, that hanging hardware really affordably by just picking this one up from Ikea. And if you want to do something that's smaller, like maybe a smaller tapestry or a smaller piece of like art that you don't necessarily want to frame and you just want hanging, you can actually use the whole tarp rail that's meant for the kitchen. I really love this railing. I think it is a really great addition to any space. It comes in black, silver, and gold. I have the gold, and I actually like to use it to display my blankets. I know that we had that huge trend of using ladders as a way to display our blankets, but I like to use these railings. I think it's just like a really fun way to use them as decor. I tried this thing where I tried to like hang them like towels, and everyone was like, why do you have towels in your living room? So that was kind of a miss, but I think this is a great way to display them without having to have a basket on the floor or without it taking over your upholstery, because sometimes we want the blankets accessible but not like touching our stuff. So I really love this as an option, and again, it's a great way to use a blanket then as a tapestry, as wall decor. It's all about how you choose to mount it in your space. But that's it for today's video. Those were a few Ikea hacks that I think are definitely going to elevate your experience in the home, whether that is functionally or stylistically or both. I think Ikea is a really great resource for everyone regardless of the interior design style, and you can hack a lot of their furniture. You just need to know what to do, and that's why you're here on my channel. If you liked today's video, as I said, please consider smashing that subscribe button, because I have new videos like this every Monday and Friday, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community. But until next time, have a beautiful day.